Depression is real. This is what it looks like on me. Hair not being taken care of. But I'm trying to get to a better place. And it starts with detangling my hair and washing it, which is what I'm about to do now. Depression still might be there, lingering a little bit, but my hair is combed through, clean and fresh. Yeah, don't let your hair go, folks. Okay, we'll see how this works. I have actually rigged up a little something in my car so that I don't have to hold the phone. Well, hello. It is the end of 2022, and it's that time of the year where we do some reflecting. Excuse the sound of my car because, you know, it's old. It's about 12 years old now, so Betsy's held up well. Looking at me, wow, they think I'm talking to myself, and I'm not. I'm talking to you guys. So, let's see if I can break this a little better. Anyway, 2022 was not a great year. Having said that, I don't want this to just be a reflection of the negative, bad things that happened. Oh, doggy. Oh, so cute. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, anyway, I got distracted. Sorry. I don't want this. There was a video a while back. I'm not sure if I think it was during Nano. I'm not entirely sure. Were the dogs coming again? Hey, oh, I love the doggies. Okay, anyway. So, a while back, I had said that it was in the midst of the whole going back and forth, up the road, down the road, and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't want to fall into a depression. I don't think that's what this is, but maybe it's just me being tired. That was me being in denial. I think that I have been in a depression of sorts for a while now, and I think December just kind of made me realize it even more and stop denying that that's what I was in and trying to excuse it as just me being tired, because I mean, yeah, I was tired, but y'all know that extreme fatigue is a sign of depression. So and a friend of mine who happens to be a therapist, not my therapist, because obviously can't be your friend's therapist, but friend of mine who happens to be a therapist, pointed out that they've noticed just watching my videos that I've been in depression for a while, but just, I hadn't really said anything because it was something I had to realize on my own. And because obviously they're not my therapist. Um, so depression sucks. I've been trying to mask it, and I've recently been told by another friend that I wasn't doing a really good job of masking it. So, or at least not as good as I thought I was doing. So, and I try to be as authentic as possible as I possibly can. I'm kind of an open book. I don't mind sharing my stories. Sometimes I don't talk about the worst things because I don't want to bring anyone else down. I don't want to be a downer for anyone. I don't want to be that person that is always dwelling on the negative. So I try to find the positivity even in the bad things, because it's no point in only dwelling on the negative. Sometimes you have to find the silver linings, or else things don't turn out well. So lots of things have transpired this year, that personal things. I guess I'll share some of it. I'll just say that there were at least 2 points during this year where I was close to being homeless. Close. It's kind of a miracle that I'm not currently, given the state of certain things. But freelance hasn't gone well this year, in case you haven't figured that out either. And just a lot of things and effort and time I've been putting into things, and they haven't been working. That doesn't mean I'm giving up. I am not a quitter. It's just sometimes it's frustrating when you're putting in effort and time and it's still not working. And not to play the comparison game, because we shouldn't, but sometimes you see people not putting in nearly as much time and effort as you do, and things seem to be working so well for them. But in saying that, you never know what anyone else is going through, so you can't always assume that things are going as well as they look, because I try to make things look like they're going moderately well, and a lot of times they are not. But it's not because I don't. I guess part of it is a little embarrassment, shame, maybe, at not being at a place in my life at my age where I think I should be, or where society tells you should be. And I am one of those kids who had their life mapped out for them in their head. Not completely mapped out, but mostly mapped out, career-wise anyway. I've known I wanted to be a writer since I was 6. So, there were certain things or certain places in my life that I wanted to be by certain ages. And maybe it's just shame and embarrassment for myself at not being at those places. Maybe no one else would feel ashamed or embarrassed about me at all, and it's just in my head. That's also possible. Person coming. Hold on. So yeah. Needless to say, the financials haven't been great this year, and I know success is not all about money, but having money helps. And I put in effort to things that I think should be working, that I believe in, because I would never put anything out there that I don't believe in. I never do anything just to as a money grab, because that's not me. Like, I'll have my mostly non-supportive mother always advising me to do certain things because it's making other people money. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not me. That's not something I would do. And the quality of what they're putting out isn't all that great. So yeah, they're getting a lot of money, but they're not putting a lot of quality in it. It's just a money grab, and I'm not someone who does things just as a money grab. That's why it took so long for me to put my online store together, because I wanted it to be just right, something I could be proud of, something that I believed in. So, oh, look at the baby squirrel. Okay, squirrel. Okay, anyway, I need to get going because it's almost 1 o'clock and I'm going to be super late getting back in the house, and I already don't want to be out of the house. So we'll pick this up a little later. Okay, so part 2 of this. I'm back in the house now, clearly. Ignore the junk in the background. Another thing about depression is you don't clean as much as you used to. Well, it's partly that. It's also partly that my whole chronic physical issues. So I don't remember where I left off or what I was saying exactly, but I will say, I guess I didn't realize, or I was in denial about having sunk into a little bit of a depression, because it wasn't as deep a hole as I've been in before. And because I've been in that place where I didn't even really get out the bed, shut people out, didn't really talk to them, people didn't hear from me for months at a time. So I wasn't, there. So I guess I just figured, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. The whole fake it till you make it thing, it doesn't really work for depression. So here's a tip. Don't fake it till you make it when it comes to your mental health. Not a good idea. One of the reasons I'm seeking out a therapist for next year, because it's about time that I've had one. I should have been had one, but can't go back and change what I should have done or could have done. Now it's just time to do better. Hold on, I'll be back because my arm is tired of holding this, and yeah, I'll be back. Okay, had to go get my tripod. I got tired of holding the camera. So I don't know how much more I want to talk about not realizing how depressed I was in 2022. 2022 started out, it started out rough, but not, it seemed like there was glimmers of hope that it would get better. And then there was a point where things looked like it was going to turn around and get better. Some stuff started to even out financially, and then I was babysitting, so I was kind of building things up and pretty sure that I was going to be able to get back onto a even footing, more balanced. And then, as you guys know, they moved, and I stopped being the babysitter. Thus went what had predominantly become my income. And I had like a few freelance things here and there that made up the additional, because babysitting didn't actually cover my entire rent, but some of the freelance that I did additionally did. But once that was like taken away. I want to take it away as if they owe me anything, because you know, no issues or anything. Completely understand. It made no sense to be driving. They live like 30, 45-ish minutes away now. That would have made completely no sense. So, completely understand. But it was kind of like the rug being pulled out from under me without any notice. And so it was rough. Plus I missed the baby. And that baby had just become a constant and a really bright light in the day. So bright light was gone. Sure footing was gone, and things just felt like they crumbled in around me, and I tried to muddle through the best I could. But I should have known when I was feeling like I could never get enough sleep, even on nights that I may have went to bed early or slept a considerably large amount of time and had naps, I still felt extremely exhausted. And I just chalked it up to the back and forth up and down the road, or the chronic illness and the mobility issues that I have. I just chalked it up to all of that. And I'm not saying that that wasn't probably part of it, but anyway, not going to keep harping on that, because those are my issues and things that I am working through. And, I am not, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay. I am not completely okay. But I'm motivated to get there. Gonna find me a therapist in the new year. I have some new things that I am trying out, or have put a lot of work into building up, and some things I'm going to put out there in the new year that will hopefully help income issues. Like I said in the last video, I don't know why I never was signed up for Fiverr. Just maybe in my depression hazed fogginess, I just completely did not sign up for Fiverr, and I don't know why. But I'm changing that, so hopefully that will help. I'm going to make an even greater effort with Upwork, so hopefully that will help. There's the store. I'm going to start doing stickers on Redbubble, so stay tuned about that. I am going to probably do a podcast this coming year. I have things scripted out and an overview. So I wanted to make sure I had something mapped out before I started it. But again, I'm not holding myself to that like I did last year and beat myself up for not doing it. But it is something I would like to do before the end of this year. So see, I'm giving myself an entire year to make it happen. But hopefully it won't take that long. I am... I don't want to dwell in the things that didn't happen in 2022, or that I didn't get accomplished, or the things that didn't go right. Because as people have so graciously and beautifully pointed out to me in comments and personally, I have done things this year. It may not have been things that were on my list, or it may not have been things that I counted as having been accomplishments. I think Mama Maggie pointed out in I don't know if it was the last video or the one before, that I have 146 videos, including lives, which I think is really cool and awesome that she knows that. Hold on, we're back. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry, I had a special phone call. Well, FaceTime. The baby. Well, his dad, but the baby. We FaceTime a couple of times. a month, sometimes in a week, but whatever. He doesn't say much, of course. He just waves hi and smiles at me, but he recognizes me. He loves me. I love him. Anyway, so I don't know where I was. Where was I? I think I was saying I was going to try not to dwell in the things that didn't get accomplished, because as people have pointed out, I did accomplish things. Um, just might not have been what I had intended to accomplish. I did. I'm very proud of the fact that I remained consistent in my YouTube videos. And I know people have noted that as one of my accomplishments. I think it had a lot to do with I couldn't control a lot of the things that were happening around me last year. Things were just happening. Life was just happening all over the place. And I think that YouTube became one of the only things that I could control. Um, I mean, I could control the writing, but I couldn't always control whether I felt creative enough to write, if that makes sense. I couldn't always control whether my mind was too tired to write. But filming a video, especially vlogging, because I mean, in a vlog, I can just say I'm too tired to write right now, and that's still part of the vlog. It still counts as material that goes into the vlog. It's stuff that's actually happening, so it's not something I have to. Not saying I don't put effort into my videos. I do great effort, but it's not like having to write a whole story, because I don't necessarily like to force myself to write if I'm not in the right headspace or right mindsets or right. So even that sometimes becomes something I can't really control, but YouTube, I can control YouTube. I can control posting my videos and maintaining that Monday, Thursday schedule and that Wednesday live stream. I can control maintaining my commitment to the live streams that I commit to, be it mine or if I agree to show up at someone else's live stream. I can control that. That was something I had control over in a year where I felt like I had control over nothing. So, and I love YouTube. So it was easy. It wasn't like a chore or anything. I really have come to love YouTube. I didn't know I was going to love doing this as much as I do, but it helps a lot. I know I'm only talking to the camera and myself, but I really do genuinely feel like I'm talking to you guys when I talk to you. So it helps. You help. Um, I know I haven't been really great at responding to all of the comments or a lot of the comments, and I really hope and pray that y'all don't take that personal, or that I'm not upsetting anyone when I don't. Sometimes I'm just not in the right mindset or headspace to always remember to comment, or I'll read the comment when I'm doing something else and I'll forget. So my brain gets foggy and I'll forget to go back and comment. And I want to make sure I always heart the comments when I see them. But sometimes I'm one of those people that has to take time to get my thoughts together before I comment. So I don't want to just shoot back a random, not a random, I don't want to just shoot back a generalized comment. I want to take time and think about what I want to say. But sometimes I forget, and I don't mean to. So I hope y'all know that I appreciate all of the love and the comments that y'all give me throughout the year, and they have helped immensely in a very rough year. Um, One of the best things I think I am taking away from 2022 is the friends that I've made here in AuthorTube, um, in real life, like the ones that we talk outside of being on the internet together or whatever, and we text and we sometimes call each other. And pretty sure most of y'all know who those friends are. Barrett, Tiffany, Des, Nick, Gwenna, Nia, um, I'm sure I'm forgetting Morgan. Ugh, Morgan, Superwoman. Um, and even some that we don't text outside, but we message each other. Margaret, Laura. Um, I, I really feel like I'm forgetting somebody, and I hope I'm not. Eva and Kelly, and um, I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. I really hope I'm not. If I'm forgetting someone, I'm so sorry. but but I've really made some wonderful friendships. Some that I really think, but I treasure all of them so much. Y'all know how much I treasure these people that I have met and become friends with, and they're like my found family, and it's like I just love them, and just they've helped so much just by being there and being in my life and being my friends and letting me vent if I needed to, or just letting me be silent if I needed to. And they're just really amazing people. And I really don't know what I would do without them. I'm so glad I met them. And thanks to AuthorTube, I met them. They are real treasures and blessings to my 2022 because it was terrible, except for them. Um, but 2023, I have hopes. Um, and I'll be honest and say it wasn't until this past week that I actually started to get a little hopeful for 2023. I think that's the reason why I've been so hesitant in my planning for 2023. When normally I'm excited and I have 2023 mapped out in the beginning of December, normally. But I've been so hesitant because I'm like, I planned in 2022 and it didn't go not even remotely how I thought or wanted it to go, and much worse than I could have imagined. So it made me hesitant to plan because I'm just like, am I just gonna plan again just to have hopes dashed and things not go the way I wanted to? But I'm a planner. I can't see myself going into the year without a plan. That would probably literally drive me crazy, and my anxiety can't take that. So um, I have to plan. So I am going to try my best to make things happen in 2023 and not dwell on what didn't happen in 2022 because 2023 is a new year and we're going to make this year great. And those are my thoughts on 2022 as we bring this year to a close, as we go into the new year. I'm going to probably slide over and let you guys see me make my vision board for the new year. There may be some voiceover. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll figure it out. But I'll be back to say goodbye before I leave you. And there you have my new vision board for 2023. It is done and it is now applied to both screens. I love it. Okay, so let me do a little quick walkthrough. My word for the year is breakthrough, obviously. So the logo for my company, Right to Be, the podcast, because I hope to do it this year. New York on a budget, because that's on my list of 52 things that I want to do this year. The word breakthrough again. Breakthrough, your breakthrough is coming. Just some positive affirmations. Actually, see it better on this screen because I don't have the icons covering it. Do what scares you until it doesn't. If your path is difficult, it is because your purpose is bigger than you thought. Get up every morning and tell yourself, I can do this. Right here, it says, write the book only you can write. It says, be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can, because sometimes I need to remind myself of that. A lot of times, really. It says, an obstacle is often a stepping stone. Your inner writer needs time to shine. Give her the gift of a retreat. It's because I want to do a solo writing retreat, because I've never really taken a trip anywhere by myself since my child has been born. So she's almost 20. Take care of yourself so you can take care of everything else you want to take care of. Hope, hold on, pain ends. God knows when to send you exactly what you need. Positive energy activates constant elevation, or that is the acronym for peace that I found, which I loved. In the center there, I have my favorite scripture ever. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Hold on. Ooh, my arm's getting tired. So, to remind myself to make yourself a priority, because I need to remind myself. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes, and leap. Let's see. If your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. Focus on your faith, not the storm. A lot can happen in a year. Never say I can't. Ask yourself, how can I? Stars can't shine without darkness, to remind me on the dark days. The doors will be open to those who are bold enough to knock. I'm going to plan a solo writing retreat. It cut off the word retreat. I might have to fix that. It's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up. Oh, I just realized it cut off some of the words on the bottom, but I can fix that. Yesterday is heavy. Put it down. Stop managing time. Start managing your focus. I love that. Be patient. Sometimes you have to go through the worst to get the best. I want to see what happens if I don't give up. Quit letting who you were talk you out of who you're becoming. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. You didn't come this far only to come this far. Fear is temporary, regret is forever. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. And then on the bottom, I have some inspirations for me. Good friend of mine who's been running his magazine for like over almost 2 decades. Cyrus Webb Conversations magazine is the magazine. Tabitha Brown, Feeding the Soul. If you know her story, you know why she's an inspiration. Ava DuVernay, I think that's self-explanatory. Tyler Perry, because I love Tyler Perry, and his story inspires the hell out of me. And this is a good friend of mine, Omega Keys, About Face Media. She's been putting out movies, and she has some on Amazon, and she's just an inspiration to me. So yeah. And of course I have published, because I intend to publish this year. YouTube, because I intend to be monetized before the end of the year. We hope. Cross fingers. And that's my vision board. I have to fix a few minor things, but yeah. Hi, editing me here. As I was editing the video, I completely forgot that I did not do an outro to close this out. So those are my reflections for 2022. As you see, my vision board for 2023 to keep me motivated and pushing forward in the new year. Let me know how you guys are staying motivated for the new year. Do you do vision boards? Do you plan everything out? Or do you just plan 3 months at a time, 1 month at a time? Let me know. So that's going to be it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more videos from me, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button. I post videos on Mondays and Thursdays. I live stream on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As per usual, if you would like to be supportive in any of my creative endeavors, such as my blog, my online magazine, my online store, or my Ko-fi page, all of those links can be found in the description box below. Also, starting January 1st, I will be running a sale in my online store, $20 off any purchase you make. The code is it's at the top of the banner when you click on the store's homepage. It says New Year 2023, and it's running until the end of January. So peruse the shop, $20 off. And until next time, have a blessed day. Bye.